Lesson 4.4. Our objective is to graph a linear equation using the slope-intercept form. Key terms. Slope-intercept form. The linear equation y equals mx plus b is in slope-intercept form. The slope of the line is m and the y-intercept is b. Guidelines for graphing a linear equation using slope-intercept form. Number 1. Put the equation in slope-intercept form. Y equals mx plus b. Number 2. Identify the slope and the y-intercept. The slope of the line is m and b represents the y-intercept. Number 3. Graph the y-intercept. Number 4. Use the slope to locate a second point on the line. Before we actually start graphing the linear equations using the slope-intercept form, we're going to practice putting our equations in slope-intercept form. We've done this skill before in lesson, I believe it was lesson 2.7, when we were solving literal equations and we were just solving for y. Basically, that's all we're doing. We're solving for y. Okay? And when we put them in slope-intercept form, our equation should be in this form. Y equals mx plus b. So for this first example, we're going to put the equations in slope-intercept form. We're going to identify the slope and the y-intercept. The slope of the equation is denoted by the letter m, and the y-intercept is denoted by the letter b. Okay? So once we get the equations in slope-intercept form, we'll identify the slope and the y-intercept. Once we perfect this skill, we just want to practice it a little bit. It will help us when we start to actually graph the equations, okay? Excuse me. So the first equation that I have is 2x plus 3y equals 7. So I'm going to go ahead and rewrite it. It's 2x, not 3x. So this is 2x plus 3y equals 7. And I'm just simply solving for y. Same way we did when we were solving literal equations, okay? I'm going to isolate the variable y. So the first thing I need to do is to subtract this 2x from both sides of the equation. That leaves me with, cancels out on the left, 3y equals, now when I get here, 7 and this minus this negative 2x, those are not like terms, so I can't combine them. All I can do is rewrite them. And notice that I'm putting the x term in front, negative 2x plus 7. Okay, so now I'll need to divide everything by 3. 3's cancel out, leaving me with y equals, now when I get here, I look to see if I can reduce. I have a negative 2 divided by 3. I can't reduce, so that leaves that as negative 2 thirds x. I do the same thing for the second number. I say 7 divided by 3, and I also have to look at the sign in front of the 7. So that's a positive 7, so that means it's a, that's a plus, so that means that's a positive 7. So positive 7 divided by positive 3, that leaves me with a positive 7 thirds. Okay, so now I simply identify the slope and the y-intercept. The slope is the number in front of the x, so that means that slope, which we're letting the letter m denote the slope, is a negative 2 thirds. And my y-intercept is 7 thirds. Okay, that's fairly simple. Let's take a look at the next one. Excuse me. So I have a negative 4y equals 2x minus 9. Okay, I'm doing the exact same thing. My goal is to isolate the variable y. So here all I need to do is divide by negative 4. So I'll divide everything by this negative 4. On the left it cancels out, leaving me with y equals. Now when I get here, I have 2 divided by negative 4. Well, if you can reduce, you have to reduce. So 2 over 4, that's the same as 1/2. And I know that it's negative, So that becomes a negative 1/2 x. I do the same thing here. It's a minus sign in front of the 9, so that means it's negative. Negative 9 divided by negative 4. A negative divided by a negative is positive, so this becomes a positive 9/4. Also notice that I'm leaving it as an improper fraction. Okay, so when I put it in slope-intercept form, I end up with y equals a negative 1/2 x plus 9/4. Now I need to identify the slope. Remember, the slope is the number that's in front of the x. So in this case, it's a negative 1/2. And my y-intercept, remember, that's just the other number. Okay, that's just that second number. So in this case, my y-intercept that I'm letting the letter B denote the y-intercept is 9/4. That's a fairly simple process. Now what I want you to do, I want you to pause the video and I want you to try the next two problems on your own. When you have finished those, I want you to restart your video and check your answers. Okay, if you've restarted the video, that means that you're ready to check your answers. Let's go ahead and get started. The next one that we have is 5x minus 15y equals 30. I'm going to do exactly the same thing. I'm going to go ahead and rewrite the equation first. I know that my goal is to isolate the variable y. So I start off by subtracting this 5x from both sides of my equation, leaving me with negative 15y equals a negative 5x plus 30. Now I'll divide everything by negative 15. Make sure that you watch your signs because I will have a lot of students when they are dividing, they will drop the signs and it changes your answer. So make sure that you're paying attention to what you're doing. So that leaves me with y equals. Now when I get here, remember I have to reduce if I can. I have a negative 15 divided by, a negative 5 divided by a negative 15. First off, a negative divided by a negative is a positive. Okay, so we know that that's going to be a positive slope. But 5 divided by 15 is 1/3. So this becomes, oh, let me change my colors. This becomes 1/3 x. Now listen, if you are having trouble reducing, use your graphing calculator to reduce. You can reduce fractions in your graphing calculator, okay? So for the next one, this is a positive 30 divided by a negative 15. So we know that a positive divided by a negative will be negative. So 30 divided by 15 is 2. So that's going to be negative 2. So my final answer would be y equals 1/3 x minus 2. Now I need to identify my slope. The slope is the number that's in front of the x. So it's 1/3. My y-intercept, which is b, is negative 2. So let's go ahead and check this last one. We have 2y minus x equals 3x minus 4. Starting off the exact same way, I'll rewrite the equation. I know that my goal is to isolate the variable y. So in order to do that, I need to get rid of this minus x. So I'll do the opposite and say plus x to both sides of the equation. Now this time on the right, you'll notice that I have something to combine. I have 3x plus x. I can combine that. That leaves me with 4x, and then I'll bring down the minus 4. I'll divide everything by 2. Cancels out on the left, leaving me with y equals. Now when I get here, I have 4 divided by 2. Remember, you have to reduce if you can. 4 divided by 2 is simply 2, so that becomes 2x. Then I'll do the same thing here. Remember to look at the sign that's in front of the number. So it says minus 4, so we know that means negative 4. So I'll have a negative 4 divided by a positive 2, making it negative. So this becomes minus 2. I'll identify my slope. That's the number in front of the x. So the slope is simply 2. And my y-intercept, that's the other number. Make sure you bring that sign with it. It's a minus sign there, so it means that that is -2. It's a fairly simple process. Now we're ready to go ahead and start actually graphing the equations with our next example. For example 2, we're going to sketch the graph of the line using the slope and the y-intercept. For this example, we're given two pieces of information. We're given the slope and we're given the y-intercept. We're not actually given an equation, okay? So now if we're given these two pieces of information, the first thing we need to do is we need to graph this y-intercept. I want to plot that point. So I know on my y-axis I have a point at -8. So from my y-axis, I start at the origin and I move down 8 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And so here I put my first point. Okay. Then my slope is 1/4. So from the point that I just made, I know the slope is telling me what direction to go in. It's telling me to move up 1 unit and then to move over to the right 4 units. So from the point that I just made on -8 on my y-axis, I move up 1 unit and to the right 1, 2, 3, 4 units, and I put another dot. Okay? So now that's if I move up and over. Let's say I wanted to put another point. I could also go down 1 unit and to the left 4 units. And I think I'll put another point. I'm going to move down 1 unit and over to the left 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'll put another point. And you'll see it's all in a straight line. Then I'll take some straight edge. Well, I don't have an actual straight edge. Oh, I think I can do better than that though. And I'll draw my line through. And that's what my graph should look like. Now, the reason I did one going up and one going down is because I want you to know that you can go in either direction as long as you go in the right direction, okay? Because you may not always have enough space on your actual coordinate plane to put the points where you want to put them, okay? So let's try the next one. Once again, I want to graph this y-intercept first. So on my y-axis, I start at the origin. I'm starting at the origin here, and I want to move up 1, 2, 3 units, and I put a point. Now in this case, my slope is -5, and I think I want to write that as a fraction, so I'll put it as -5/1. Okay? Since it's negative, most teachers will tell you move down 5 units and to the right 1 to find another point. So I'm going back to my original point that I started at on the y-axis at 3, and I'm moving down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units and over 1 unit. And that's where I'll put my next point. The reason I move down is because it's a negative. The slope is negative and I needed to go from right to left. I needed to go down. But what if I started here and I wanted to move up? I'm going back to my original point that I just put on my y-axis. I'm going back to my y-intercept. Let's say I didn't have enough space and I needed to move up 5 units. I'd move up 5 units and to the left 1, and it'll keep all my points in the straight line. So let's do that. I'll move up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and over 1. Put my next point. So you see you can go in either direction. You just have to make sure you're going in the correct direction. Then I'll draw my line through. I'm a little off there because I'm drawing it on the computer. However, if you're working on a piece of paper in front of you, you should be using some type of a straight edge. Now that's fairly simple. On the next example, we're going to be given the equations and we're going to have to graph from the beginning, okay? So let's go ahead and move on. Okay, in example 3, we're going to sketch the graph of the line by using the slope-intercept. This time for the first one, we have y equals a -4/5 x plus 1. Okay, now for this example 3, we have 4 problems that we're going to do. We're going to try 2 together, and you're going to try 2 on your own. Well, first thing that we have to do is to make sure the equation is in slope-intercept form, and it is. So we can identify our slope. Our slope in this case is a negative 4 over 5. And the y-intercept is a positive 1. Okay, so I know that I have to plot a point for the y-intercept first. So on my y-axis, I'll start at the origin and I'll move up 1 unit, and that will be my first point. Now when I look at my slope, it's a negative 4 over 5. Since it's negative, I'll move down 4 units and to the right 5 units. So I'll go back to my y-intercept, that point, and now I'm moving down 1, 2, 3, 4 units, and then to the right 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units, and I'll put my next point. And I think I want to put another point, so I'll go back to my y-intercept and I'll move up 1, 2, 3, 4, and then over to the left 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units. It gives me 3 points. I only need 2, but I think I want to use 3. Then I'll just draw my line through. Make sure that you are using a straight edge if you're using the workbook, the Algebra 1 workbook, okay? And that's what my graph should look like. That was fairly simple. Let's take a look at this next one together. Now when I look at this next one, I'm going to move this up a smidge. The next one is not in slope-intercept form, but that's okay because we practice putting equations in slope-intercept form. So this one is 3x minus 2y equals 8. I'll put it in slope-intercept form by subtracting this 3x from both sides of the equal sign. That gives me a negative 2y equals a negative 3x plus 8, and then divide by negative 2. So I end up with y is equal to, remember to make sure you check to see if you can reduce. I have a negative divided by a negative, so I know that becomes positive. So that should be positive 3 over 2x. And then I check again for the second one. I have positive 8 divided by negative 2. That's going to be negative 4. So I end up with y is equal to 3 over 2x minus 4. I identify my slope. My slope is 3 over 2. And my y-intercept is negative 4. Okay, now that I have the 2 pieces of information that I need, I can go ahead and draw my graph. Once again, starting on the y-axis, I move down to negative 4. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. That's my first point. Then I'll use my slope, which is 3 over 2. So I'll move up 3 units, to the right 2 units. So I'll move up 1, 2, 3, and then over 1, 2. And this is where my next point should be. Now let's say from this point, I wanted to make another point. What would I do? I'd move up 1, 2, 3 units again and over 1, 2. A lot of times I like to make more than just 2 points, okay? If I wanted to move down on the origin, on my, not on the origin, I'm sorry, from my y-intercept, I'd move down 1, 2, 3, and then I'd have to go to the left 1, 2. See, everything still falls in line. And then I'll just draw my little line through. Okay, that's what I should look like. Now what I want you to do is go ahead and pause the video, work these next 2 on your own. They're fairly simple. Then restart the video so that you can check your answers to make sure you're on the right track. Now if you've restarted the video, that means that you're ready to check your answers, so let's go ahead and get started. The next equation I have is y is equal to 3/4 x. Well, when I look at it, okay, I know I have a slope. I know my slope is 3/4. And then I don't see anything else here. I don't see anything else here. That lets me know that my y-intercept is 0. So that means I have to start on the origin, okay? So on the y-axis, I go to the origin, and that's where I put my first point. Then my slope is 3 over 4, so I would move up 3 units, to the right 4 units, or I could move down 3 units and to the left 4 units. I want you to know both ways to do it. So I think I'll start here and move up. I'm at the origin. That's my y-intercept. And I'm moving up 1, 2, 3 units, and then to the right 1, 2, 3, 4 units, and that's where I'll put my next point. I think I'll make one more. From here I move up 1, 2, 3 units, and then over 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is where my next point would be. So, and I'll just take my little straight edge, draw my line through. It's a fairly simple process. Now, if you found that you've made a mistake somewhere, please erase it and correct it so when you're doing your assignment, you'll have some notes to follow, okay? So now let's check out this next one together. Let's check your answer. The equation that you have is 5x minus 4y equals 4, and you have to put this in slope-intercept form. So let's subtract 5x. This is what you should have done. Cancels out. Negative 4y equals a negative 5x. Oh, erase that. Negative 5x plus 4. Okay, so now I'll divide everything by negative 4. That leaves me with y is equal to, now when I look here, I have a negative 5 divided by a negative 4, so I know that becomes positive because a negative divided by a negative is positive. So this would be 5 over 4x. And then I look here, a positive 4 divided by a negative 4 is negative 1, yeah? So this would be minus 1. So my slope in this case is 5 over 4, and my y-intercept is negative 1. It's a fairly simple process, okay? So once again, same old, same old. I know I want to plot the y-intercept first. So on my y-axis, I move down to negative 1. On the y-axis, that's my first point. And then I use my slope to find another point. I'm going to move up 5 units and to the right 4 units. So I start at the y-intercept where my first point is, and I move up 1, 2, let me change my colors here. I move up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then over 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's where my next point would be. Let me see if I have room for another point. Move up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then over 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Then I'll just take my straight edge. Oh, let me do this as well. Let's say you move down 5 units and to the left 4. Let's say you move down from the y-intercept. Let's say you move down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then over 1, 2, 3, 4. Some of you may have a point there, and I just want you to be able to check that as well, okay? Then you just draw your line through. I'm off just a smidge, but just make sure you're using a straight edge if you're using the Math Academy Algebra 1 workbook, or even if you're just using a piece of paper that somebody's copied it from. Make sure you're using a straight edge, okay? And that's what you should look like. It's a fairly simple process. I hope that this video has been of some use to you, and you can always visit us at Math Academy Online if you need any tutorial services or any supplies or anything. Once again, I hope this has been of use to us, and please check us out on YouTube. We have more videos at Math Academy Online. Thank you.